friends, and welcome back to the newest episode of Express Lane, the show where we bring you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm your host, Oscar424, and you'll occasionally get some co-hosts in the form of both Galahad and Freya, but enough about that. I have some fun things to talk about. Pay no attention to the Lunarian Muppet in the background that's quacking. Don't ask questions, it'll make sense later. Anywho, so a couple things to talk about first and foremost. Did you know that Games Done Quick will be at PAX West from 2023, from September 1st to September 4th? If you're interested in watching both live runs or you want to try your hand at the Speedrun Gauntlet, be sure to head over to the Speedrun stage at PAX West to find out more. And speaking of conventions, GDQX will be live from TwitchCon October 20th through the 22nd. The event will take place on the Games Done Quick stage as well as streamed live on the GDQ Twitch channel. Detailed schedule and benefiting charity information will be shared soon. TM. Anywho, so quick thing about Express Lane. It is a show where it doesn't matter what genre of game you run, what category you run. The only thing that matters is it is under 60 minutes or less to complete. And if you have one of those, fill out an application and we'll chat. My people will talk to your people. But when I think of speedruns in under 60 minutes, I'm sure you probably think of the same thing I do. Role-playing games. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's okay, because I found 3 runs that work really well with that category. We've got some Link's Awakening and some Ys 9 coming up later. But first, we have Final Fantasy Legend 2 from my favorite Lunarian Muppet, the one, the only Muppets in Space.
Hello.
So Muppets.
Hello. My apologies for the quack in the background there. I had to silence Clarence for a moment. He was really excited for this. Hi. Thank you very much for having me on. Are you going to give me a countdown? Because I'd love to tell you a story.
You can count down whenever you want. Oh, that's the first time I've seen you in person. That's so awesome.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
You do exist.
I do exist. I exist. And purple is like my favorite color, by the way. And this is like
awesome.
Purpley maroony. But anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is a story about a young baby dragon named A, whose father left in the middle of the night. Left to go save the world from the evildoers who are looking for the Magi. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But it's taken years. He peaced out. And Mom and baby dragon A are very, very worried. And so they're talking and they're like, you know what, A? And Mom was like, yes, I'm going to go out and I'm going to look for Dad. And Mom goes, okay, A, have a great time. Make sure that you talk to your professor. And Professor says, why don't you take 3 of your friends with you? And so this is actually a story about A and A's 3 robot friends, A, and A.
I never would have guessed.
I know. And all of these people are going to gallivant, and they are going to form all sorts of interesting black holes in this particular world that they are going to jaunt through in order to save the world in under an hour. A little bit about this game. This game says it has RNG, and it's absolutely lying. Everything about this game is scripted. That jaguar meat, scripted right there. I am now a were-rat, so A is no longer a baby dragon. A is a were-rat. And it's not even a full moon.
I didn't realize that it was also a Pokemon game in disguise.
It's kind of, yeah. Absolutely. So it's on the same old platform. You will notice the wonderful 4-bit sound. This is like my childhood in a nutshell. right here.
I mean, same.
Yeah, 1991, back when Square was Squaresoft, right? Now, you will notice that I am doing these battles in a pretty specific way. Everything from who I attack to how much damage is done on each of those attacks is all scripted. So the RNG on this game basically is predetermined by all sorts of in-game actions. Not necessarily in-game time, but like which tile you got into an encounter on, which skill you decided to use. Shot for 83, there it is. And there we go. Everything about this is scripted. So this baby worm fight, we've been using fire. We're actually going to use dissolve now. If I use fire, I don't get that meat drop. And now I'm a red bone.
What?
Yep, that's right. This is one of those fantastic things about the Saga series. This is Saga 2. We're not going to eat that meat. I didn't like it. Looks old. Yeah, it looked funny. It looked funny. So we say goodbye to our professor, and then we go up here. Now, our cult-wielding robots, A, and A, they are starting to feel bad about their life of violence, so they are actually going to atone for that. They are going to get rid of their guns in favor of some shields.
I mean, it worked for Zagreus and Hades.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But they're not necessarily going to be attacking with the shields, but they do want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 bows for old time's sake. Now,
What?
yeah, so one of the functions of the Saga games is that your robots, they don't level up and gain stats naturally. You'll notice the agility stat is increasing there. What was 5 is now 17, right? What I'm doing is I am making the total party agility count higher, so that it is actually easier to run from battles. So it is a calculation based off of your party's agility versus the enemy's party's agility. And it's not necessarily if higher, yes, if lower, no, but it's if higher, more likely, if lower, less likely, that sort of thing. So this is Key, or Kai. Key has seen your dad, and she's decided to tell you the most likely place where dad is gone, which is some hidden tile in the southwest.
Not a location or a specific place. No, just
Nope,
something.
she gives you some coordinates from a rock. So now we're not going to... Yeah, it's very helpful. Lots of rocks right here. How do I know which one? Fight. And run. So we're going to start running from everything now. Fight. And run. Okay. So, oh, that is a conspicuous looking rock right there. And there it is. Fight. So we're going to run from everything here. We've gotten the meat and we've gotten the drops that we need. We don't really buy anything else with gold that's dropped in this run. We're essentially done grinding anything at all. Now, you'll notice that I'm getting a lot of encounters, right? The thing about the Saga series is that they're very short games, actually. Very short. And one of the things that the game developers were wanting to do in order to make the game feel longer is to have a staggeringly unreasonable encounter rate. So you get 30 to 40 encounters per dungeon. It's oftentimes difficult to run from these encounters when you are playing this casually, because you're not necessarily min-maxing your agility stats. You're not really given a whole lot of information about how to min-max your stats too. It's a very conciliatory system. So you end up taking a lot of fights, and each fight can last a minute. So each of these dungeons ends up taking 5 ever.
Oh wow!
So I'm picking up some treasures.
So fast, it's not even 4.
Yeah, I'm picking up some treasures right there. Those are magi. A power, a speed, and a mana. Now, in this game, those actually do something. You can equip them for stat boosts based on what the name is. So power, you would get plus 15 to your strength. Speed, you would get plus 15 to your agility. Mana, plus 15 to your mana. We're not going to do any of that. Don't need it. Don't need it. Why? Because we are going to defy the laws of this world's physics.
Ooh.
Yep, that's right. So we've got a poisonous skeleton and 3 pacifist robots. And we're going to save the world with these characters. But we're going to do it with the help of Key right here. We're going to go back and tell her, hey, we saw some people who were sent from a guy named Ashura, who we'll meet soon enough. And Key was like, what? Ashura? He's bad. Because I guess he's bad. So she decides to help. Ashura's got a base in the northeast in this world that has run unchecked thus far. It's all happened so fast, and yet it's been there forever. Here we go.
Seems legit.
So this is where the run can actually get a little wonky. By the way, shout outs to dancing zombie music.
Oh, this is a zombie area?
This is the zombie area. So each of these zombies that you see there is a potential encounter if you run into them. I don't want to do that because if I do that, I move the encounter table up and it will be premature and it will alter the drops that I get for a very crucial fight. So far, we're doing good. It's only happened to me once. 151. Okay, that's good. Give me a second here. This is one of the ones I have to concentrate through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's 3 of them. Ah! Okay, we're good. And we're good.
Yay!
Yep. All right. So I'm going to do a thing. Oh, don't you dare. Okay. I saw him. He wanted to. Perfect. So I'm going to get into this encounter right here. And then this encounter. And then I'm going to get rid of all of my bows because I'm done. I need these spaces free.
Ooh. You had my curiosity,
Yeah.
Now you have my attention.
And bang. So we get into this encounter. The thing about what you're going to see here is that it is very important that there are 14 participants to this battle. For some reason, it really, really matters that there are 14 participants to this battle. It changes the RNG, PRNG, predetermined RNG, in such a way that allows for the shenanigans. So we're getting rid of the lizards and the mushrooms. And we've got a goblin right there. Well, we've got 2 goblins, technically. So we're going to punch one, and instead of casting a spell, we're actually going to hammer one. So we're doing single target attacks. 28 and 20, good. Good, that means I'm right on track. We are about to do what is known as the poison glitch. So I'm going to damage but not destroy the goblin right here. And then I'm going to just keep on trying to poison him, and I'm going to cure my lead character. Now, what's happening right here is that the game is going to go, all right, an enemy was killed, but no offensive skill was used. And that's going to cause it to freak out and eat itself.
Ooh.
Yep. So there's the poison. I believe that one sticks. And I'm just holding A right here. Yep. It's going to get 3 damages from poison, I believe. Oh, no, it's neutralized on this one. That's right. It gets poisoned on the next one. But all of this is scripted. Everything about this is scripted in the same way. La 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 la. And big shout outs to The Heat Is On, which is what this song sounds like.
Kind of does.
Yeah, right. Syringe Share is the one who pointed that out, and now I can never unhear it. Yep, so here we go.
Cool.
It's the meat of Tete.
And now you're a spider.
And now I'm a spider.
What?
Yeah, but wait. I have a bunch of robots that have a whole bunch of crazy gear.
Wait, what?
Yep, that's right. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. So what just happened there is a massive underflow. Yep, a massive underflow. The game had absolutely no idea what to do about anything about this, and just freaked out, ate itself. Okay.
I'm liking the 999 HP. It's
Yep.
like, oh, okay.
So all of the robot's stats are based off of what it's equipped with. You will notice that it was equipped with a bevy of 7 swords. 7 sword is technically the most powerful sword in the game. It is a strength-based weapon that gives agility. It can hit up to 7 times for however much strength times however much damage base. It's really cool. The dreaded Hiwana in the final descent is what drops that. Don't care about that town. So
I liked some of the comments earlier. Welcome to the longest fight in the game. The numbers were generated. The randomness was not.
Yep, that's right. So now it's pretty much easy street from here until the end. That was the difficult part. We're going to take those laser swords, which have more uses than a normal laser sword. And we're going to sell those. Laser swords are technically better than sabers, but we're going to buy 3 sabers. Now, why are we doing this? First, it causes some shenanigans whenever you equip in this open slot right there. That's a saber. So you have to replace one of your top 7 sword with a saber. The thing is that a laser sword adds far too much agility, so it re-overflows back to essentially base stat, which is 4, and you can't do any damage with that. So you have to use a saber because that adds just enough agility to get you below 65,300 or 535 or whatever the 256 times 256 is.
All right, chat. Yeah, I know there's no math, but here's the math question for the day. Answer that question.
I believe it's 65,535.
I swear if that's right,
Yeah.
Muppets, you and your casual shenanigans
the only reason I think I know that is because that is max HP for a randomized enemy in Beyond Chaos. So it's not like I know that mathematics off the top of my head. I didn't just go, whoa, 256 squared. Yeah.
It's like you know what you're doing. You're doing
Yeah,
something.
Kinda. Well, we're about to find out. Tusk, Saber, whoops. Saber, Saber. Please drop meat. Thank you. Giant. And that is the last thing that I will be. A giant.
What?
Why? That right there. Teleport. You are not supposed to have teleport until like the very end of the game.
What?
Now, you can only teleport to places you have been, so it's not like it's particularly useful. I can't just warp to the very end boss here. But I can do some other things. I'm not done breaking the game yet.
Oh, chocobo.
It's an eagle. It's not a chocobo.
Oh.
Yep.
Jerkbird then.
Yeah, it is a jerkbird. You're either a chocobo, and sometimes, like in Final Fantasy Tactics, chocobos can be jerkbirds too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Choco Cure. Love it. Love to see it spammed. Yeah.
No.
So we're kind of on easy street right now. The story has pretty well stagnated. I've unimprisoned a man named Mask that looks an awful lot like my long lost father, but he's got a mask on. So it can't possibly be Dad. Right?
It's not. No. Nope. Absolutely not.
Ask his dad.
Actually, there's a quick question in chat. So were you supposed to stay as your original character all game? Or is this just like...
So the functionality of monsters in Saga is such that you just... Oh, Usher is dead, by the way. We just killed him in one hit for 2331. Monsters, the whole idea behind monsters is it gives you the ability to be the enemies that you're fighting, right? And so you eat meat to turn into other monsters. That's the big gimmick right there. And there is a monster progression chart. I have to talk to you for a defense magi. The monster progression chart works a little bit like this. You have a monster, and the meat of a different monster is dropped. Monsters have 3 tiers, A, B, and C. If you're a B monster and the meat of an A tier monster is dropped, then you check for what you would turn into, and then you add 1 level. If the meat of a C monster is dropped and you eat that, you check for what you would turn into and subtract 1 level. So there is a way to become stronger and stronger monsters as the game continues.
Oh.
And that's vanilla. That is an intentional design of the Saga series.
Intriguing.
So that was the thing that I had the most fun with as a kid, just eating all of the meat and turning from one monster to the next is I'm a ghost, I'm a goblin, I'm a ghoul, I'm an amoeba, you know? We're gonna talk to this guy. Hey, look, it's Dad. Dad can't go back home yet because he needs to save the world from more people like Ashura. But he sees that we're gathering magi, so he gives us 1 more because he says, nobody would ever suspect that a kid like you would have such a thing.
That's some shade right there.
Well, not only is that shade, it's categorically inaccurate. I have 999, 999, and 999 hit points. You bet your sweet sassy molassie I would have something like that. Okay.
I got nothing other than to say, Yay.
So, I'm going to start abusing teleport now for the purposes of travel. It is faster to teleport out of this town and then walk back in than it is to walk around. Oh, don't do that, dude. So what I'm doing here is I'm talking to a guy named Johnny. He apparently was a giant. Well, it was rumored that he's a giant, and that's how he knows how to get into Giant's Town. I think he's a giant. He says that's not true. I don't believe him. But he tells me how to get into Giant's Town, basically because I coerce him.
Fair.
Yep. Yeah. Is it fair? I think it's.
I mean,
it's just bullying, is what it is.
To be fair, there's a comment in chat that says "sweet sassy molasses" is a thing I will now say. So, not only do you have the golden voice, which chat shout out to the golden voice that Muppets has, but you're now getting people to take up your own quotes.
Oh no. Oh no. It's all of the most wholesome ways to swear. So, what am I doing here? I'm just gathering magi. You will notice that when I was in that weird celestial place, I was going through doors that said opened. What it is that there are certain doors that are sealed by a specific magi count. So if you look in your menu right there, right in the lower right-hand corner, you see I have 18 magi. There are doors that are locked until you have 20 magi. This one is locked out until you have 18.
Oh, so we're Super Mario 64 now.
Kind of, yeah. There's an element of that. Your magi count is very, very manipulatable, however. So, I just got them up. Shrine of Isis. Okay. So we're going to teleport back to Key. Key is not feeling well because monsters have micronized themselves and gone into her bloodstream. And so we're going to do the same. And that's right. That's why we needed to go to the Giant's Town, because the Giants used Micron in order to become human size. Well, we're humans and we use the Micron to become microscopic. And we have just gone into this poor woman's body to extract magi out of her. She was born with magi in her body, very uncomfortable. And it's given her the power to heal.
I like how we don't really explain all the enemy encounters, how they have also used this.
Yes, they have all used it. They have all used this very unique, exclusive thing. There's samurais, conjurers, rhinoceroses. They have all used this. I don't know what a rhino would want to do with a goblet of Micron, other than it probably just saw it and went, sure, gulp. But this poor woman is riddled with invasive species, and we need to get them out there. Robots. She has tiny robots.
I think the general concern is, why are there terrorists in her blood?
Yes. And cobblestones?
Cobblestones?
Yeah, cobblestones. I'm in the heart. I'm in the 4-chamber heart right now, and there are cobblestones. That is not healthy. There's the... Yeah. And this is why we went in here, because we needed desperately to get all of this crap out of her, because it's killing her. Those look normal. I don't know what a gripey is. I think so back when I was a kid and I was playing this, my grandmother looked over and saw that I was fighting one of the bosses, Venus. And she goes, "Do you know who Venus is?" And I went, "A boss in this game?" And she goes, "No, look it up." And so I looked it up and I saw the mythological histories and all that. And I started looking up other things like Apollo and Isis. And I couldn't find anything on Ashura. But it got me interested in Greek, Roman, and Nordic mythology. You know, Odin is in this game. I need to teleport out of here. 1 second.
I also see that the person that has watched House of one too many times mentioned that it could be lupus.
It's never lupus, except the one time that it is. Yeah.
I loved that episode.
So, yeah, and we're going to go back in. This is a 3-part surgery. Yeah. We did...
I was not expecting that.
We did the left side, now we're going to do the right. And, yeah, this is actually the calmest part of the run. And I'm just letting the sound. It's a very soothing sound. And the heat is on. Interrupts it. Yeah, there.
Of course.
Yeah, there is. Dang it, Glenn Fry. This was before continuating like continuous music or whatever, where it would pick back up where it left off. So every time you changed songs, you restarted the previous song or whatever. So I would hear the beginnings of all of these songs over and over and over again.
Jeez.
Yep. And that's kind of the speed run. So the reason why I chose this game specifically is because I already speed run this game. I just do the glitchless, no hard resets version of this run, which is anywhere between like a $1.36 for world record, and $1.45, depending. You know, that's after like grinding away some skill.
What is the credit warp do? Because I see it's no credit warp.
Yeah, so the credit warp uses the poison glitch with a bunch of other things to cause the game to eat itself so thoroughly that you just go to the end screen. So the run actually ends at the poison glitch.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And it's like 7 minutes or something stupid. Yeah. And not fun.
Fair.
Yeah. It's sort of like the Final Fantasy 3 any percent NES, where you fight a turtle and then you glitch to the end credits and it's over.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a very important turtle.
It's the most important turtle. It's the only thing that you fight. Yeah. Yeah, you don't even like name your characters at that point. I think you just end the game before anything happens.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that was part number 2 of surgery. Here's part number 3. Oh, Lizzie, come on.
I see that listed and I'm like, Karopi?
So now we're going to do brain surgery.
Also, side note, what is that pixie fairy next to Key?
That is Key's advisor. She's the one who's like, Key's in trouble. You have to go ask the giants how to micronize so you can go in and save her. And we're like, oh, that's a really obscure idea, but sure, sounds good.
It's like, that is oddly specific.
I'm not fighting. Yeah. So we are going to fight her brain cells.
This is a jet load-bearing turtle.
It's phagocytes. Boom!
Oh.
And they die.
I blinked. Sorry.
Yep, it's over.
Rip.
And walk away. So we cured her. However, we can't just warp to the next world. We have to go to the previous world that we were at and then walk our happy little butts to the next world, which is Apollo's world. And the only reason we can go through this door is we have enough magi. Because we got all the magi out of Key. Thanks, Key.
Very thorough surgery.
It was a very thorough surgery. It was quite successful. And we have to talk to Long Man. That's right. Shoutouts to Scala Kitty for teaching me that. And there he is, Long Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's very, very tall. He is a full 3 spaces tall. And he's going to give me some riddles about where magi are in his world, as well as giving me 1 magi. Now, this is very important because we're actually near the end of the run. Believe it or not. We're going to go down to this volcano at first. This is the classic beginning point in this world. There are 3 dungeons. There's the volcano, which is underwater. It's okay, we can breathe.
Seems legit.
And we can walk through lava. It's only 1 damage. And the second dungeon is in the FFL2 speedrunning community known as Disco Dungeon, which is kind of a Hall of Mirrors-esque place. But you can't really see anything in that dungeon without a magi that exists here called the True Eye. So once you have the True Eye, then you can go to Disco Dungeon and you'll be able to actually see where you're going. And then the third dungeon is Windy Cave. Very creative. And
I'd say Mystic Quest called it once.
I know. Yeah. And that's where you fight Donatus, a robot that is guarding the exit of the cave. Not the entrance, the exit of the cave. So you can go in, but you cannot leave. It's the Hotel California.
That is an angry looking That's very not. That is a non-plus looking
It is
jelly.
the most that jelly is so unimpressed with me. So here we go. I'm going to do another glitch. See my magi count? My magi count is 29. This is very important. That's the trash can. I'm going to use it 3 times. Now look at my magi count.
What? No. No. What?
Yep, that's right.
How?
So one of the things about this game that's so funky is the trash can function. This is called the trash can glitch. Your magi count, for some reason, corresponds to a function that the trash can can use. A certain range of magi lets you use it as a cure potion. A certain range of magi lets you use it as a heal potion. More famously in this game, there is a specific number of magi that lets you use it as a strength up potion, and then one that lets you use it as an agility up potion. And that's just after a dungeon called Nasty Dungeon. But we're just going to bypass all of that. And we're going to go to World 10. World 10 is the Dragon Race. Yep.
Also, what is it with Final Fantasy games and trash can related glitches? Like, is there like some subtext that I'm missing or subcontext?
Well, I think that it's part of the whole, like, you can delete things, but it never truly goes away. It just goes to a different place. Oh, get out of my way. Thank you. So, take my dragon. It's fast.
You don't have to go home, but you can't
stay exactly. Closing time. So there is a dragon, and I'm going to Giantstown again. On the dragon. That's right. So I'm about to do something that is a little bit different than... Oops. Hang on. I'm going to give it a hard reset. What the hard reset does is it resets the encounter table to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know where I'm getting encounters. I'm still on a dragon, by the way. And up. Here we go. Whee!
I like how basically your original character... Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Wait. What?
Oh, and final boss.
What? Sure.
Yep. So here's what just happened. The game doesn't understand how to keep things straight with barriers with something that moves faster than your overworld sprite. So it just lets you go wherever, which is why we board the dragon. And we move specific places in order to get to this place right here using the dragon.
What?
Yep. And now we're fighting the final fight. Arsenal has 3 phases. We just beat the first phase. The second phase is now. We're about to come up on time, by the way.
Aww.
Yep. Here's phase 3. The infamous phase 3. Glitchless, no hard resets. Hates this phase. This run doesn't care about it. Yep. Get ready. It's going to be right after this. So, tragically, my lead character died, and... Oh, no! I didn't count right! Oh, well, it's fine. I have 65,000 hit points. I don't care. Time!
What?
So we use the...
I like the random comment. This is where glitchless runs go to die.
Yep, that is exactly where glitchless runs go to die. I was on pace for a 137. I have to get off the dragon. That's not really a dragon. It's an inverted, like, geometric thing. Talk to her, and there's someone very special waiting for me at the end of this elevator that she just, and dragon's gone. Well, it's okay.
Dragon.
I mean, the dragon was really a figment of this entire world's imagination. And what? And okay, now we can move. And
I'm sure this is safe. This is OSHA compliant.
yeah, why not? Yeah. And that's Dad. Hi, Dad. So we
Dad.
utilize the dragon to clip through barriers. We utilize teleport to utilize the dragon to clip through barriers. We utilize the trash can to bypass all of those pesky magi requirements. To explain the trash can glitch a little bit further, as you use the trash can based on the magi number, while you're in that screen, it counts as though the magi count that you had entering that screen is still correct, but it adds 1 to a specific increment, and it causes an exponential multiplication of your magi count. And I think it can get up to 256 or something like that, but you'll only ever see 99. But once you hit 257, it resets to 0, and you can soft lock yourself that way. I've done it.
Oh.
Yep. I had the most strong, agile characters you have ever seen in your life, and I could not move past Nasty Dungeon because I had 0 magi. So that's the danger of playing with the trash can glitch. But if you do it a couple of times, it will add increments to your magi count until you have 99 or effectively max magi. And that's how we were able to bypass all of that.
Weird.
Very.
Now, I personally think you should submit this to a certain leaderboard, just FYI.
I am definitely going to once I get a run that is not intentionally hesitating to show off things.
Fair.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to do it, I got to be like mildly lip service competitive, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
games
not
matter.
So wholesome as it was.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah, but I will definitely be submitting one of these runs soon. Once I stop plinking, making little mistakes. It's still not quite second nature to me because I'm still fighting the glitchless, no hard resets instincts. Because that's the only way I have ever run this game up until like last month. So, yeah. But there's my silly little broken speed run.
And Muppets, where would people be able to find you to watch some amazing runs and listen to that honeyed voice of yours?
Well, very, very kind. I just am Muppets in Space on Twitch. It's www.twitch.tv/Muppets in Space. One word, spelled how it sounds. right now I am doing Beyond Chaos Bingo, which is sort of eating my brain for a little bit, but I do run Saga 2 from time to time, and I'll be doing more of these runs off and on at the end of streams. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much for letting me do this for you guys and inviting me to display this poor, simple, broken game to you all. I love it, and I hope you all loved it too.
You got a lot of love in chat, so you will definitely be a blushing Lunarian Muppet as soon as you watch this.
You're making me
so everyone.
You're making me blush now.
It's what I do best. We've known each other for how many years now? It works.
Oh, it's like four right? or five. That's time has absolutely flown.
It's like we're cousins now at this point.
Cousins,
but something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing. But yeah, give some GGs once more to Muppets in Space. Before we head to take a quick hydration break, I just want to remind everybody that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits to cheer on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix, which is this. Hello, hi. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. But again, it is time for a quick hydration break, and we are going to be right back.
Cheers.
With some Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Cheers. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Express Lane. I hope you enjoyed your hydration break. Before we get into the next run, I do have one little tiny thing to say, and that is if you are watching on YouTube, hello from Twitch/YouTube land. But be sure you press that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content. Speaking of live content, right now, yes, right now, we have the fantastic run of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX with the one, the only, the Ryan Ford. So Ryan, how you doing today?
Yo, not bad, not bad. So, been lurking the stream for the last half hour or so.
Yeah.
But been doing good too.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I'm enjoying watching these fantastic RPGs.
Nice. Yeah, this game definitely not a turn-based RPG, but it still falls in the category though.
It counts.
All right, should we get the timer started?
Yep, ready whenever you are.
Okay, I'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I was trying to think of things to say for the run, but honestly, the first 25 seconds is just text matching for the most part.
Can we talk about that guy with the nose though? Mario is I love that.
Yeah. Terran. He definitely clearly looks like Mario. I kind of wish I was doing Hundo now because there's a picture that you get where he's walking over in a more detailed cutscene, and he definitely looks a lot like Mario.
Oh no.
But yeah, this category though, it's any percent no wrong warp, no out of bounds, and yeah, the game is really broken. So there's a lot of long abbreviations for categories because you have to set a lot of restrictions. Otherwise, unrestricted any percent, you can just kind of beat the game in 2 minutes. So
yeah, I was looking at all the different categories you run, and it's just there's so many acronyms and everything going on. It's okay.
Exactly, it's like an alphabet soup, right?
I love that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this even the categories that are more restricted are still pretty broken, but of course since the estimate for this is 57 minutes, then it's gonna be a long run still. But yeah, basically the beginning has a crap ton of RNG, so I was trying to get 10 rupees from the beach and the grass, and she got it pretty fast. Oh, whoops. But I don't know, I had to kind of farm the whole beach since my luck was kind of mediocre at the start, but it was pretty good overall though. Didn't take too long to get 10 in total. Every enemy that I killed on the beach, it's they have a 50% chance to drop a rupee. And then I've been trying to do rupee duplication, so like holding my shield out to like when the rupee hits the ground, and if it touches both Link and his shield on the same frame, then you collect it twice, so you can essentially dupe them.
Oh.
And yeah, there was so much going on there just now. Like stealing items, dying on purpose. I fake bot bombs. There's a lot that happened.
What is with some of these NPCs in this game?
Yeah, super weird looking characters. And his big schnoz.
What is with this?
I don't know this guy's name either.
Also, did I just see Yoshi in the shop?
Yep.
I thought we were playing Legend of Zelda.
There's gonna be some familiar characters from a. Oh well, there's one there from.
What?
And low key, when I went in and out of the house, there was another like smaller chomp too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like a trade sequence that you trade with the smaller to trade her bow. For the Yoshi doll. Oh, sorry. I think you get dog food for the. I think it's dog food Yoshi doll to trade. We only do that in glitchless runs, which I've never run glitchless before. Mr. Rhythmic54 in chat. It's been grinding away to improve world record in glitchless actually lately.
So I like the comment. Is that legally distinct green dino?
Hey, if there's copyright issues, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's the same. I mean, Miyamoto did like everything, right? Zelda, Mario. So
yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, he can do what he wants. That big chomp is gonna come in handy later, though. Well, he's kind of a double-edged sword. He's gonna come in handy. Like he's kind of mandatory at one point of the run, but then also he can kind of screw you over potentially. So speedrunners kind of hate him, and randomizer runners love him and call him a good boy.
I feel that in my soul.
Yep. So yeah, occasionally I've been doing some text skips as well in the run. So like when I first entered the dungeon, there's text that normally comes up and it says it'll say like level 1 Tail Cave. And so I did a menu and equipped my shield and bow. So opening up the menu, skip when the text is supposed to appear, skips the text. And additionally, when I opened the chest to get the key. Yep. I forgot that those are there. Your reaction killed me there.
Oh my gosh.
Or like made me laugh, not like killed me. But yeah, the other text skip I've been doing is with those chests. If you open the save and quit menu, then when you open it, it'll skip telling you what you got. So saves a little bit of time. I think it's like 8 frames per one.
And do you have
something
to do,
like that?
I'm assuming you have to do that like a lot during the run.
Yeah, so it definitely adds up. Yeah, like skipping the text for that boss key, for example, and yeah, getting like the Rock's Feather and all that. So small time saves here and there.
Yeah. Bow Wow decides whether or not you win.
He might actually later on in the run. I might get owned by him, like near the end too. Oh, this RNG is egregious. What is that? So yeah, first boss, this jerk Moldorm. You know, he's kind of a problem in just like in A Link to the Past, but same. He's kind of like I don't know. I think he's the hardest boss in this game as well. But I did do a little bit of a greedy strat though, trying to spin slash at the start, and he just like charged straight down at me, so I couldn't hit him.
My boss knowledge is not great. Is Moldorm in a lot or most of the Zelda games? Because I know that
Yeah.
name comes up so often.
Yeah, he's a pretty problematic boss in A Link to the Past. And then in a lot of other Zelda games, sometimes Moldorms are just like a regular enemy, and sometimes they might be a boss or a mini boss. But, this big Moldorm is, well, the boss in the first dungeon, but there were some like mini Moldorms in that dungeon as well, like smaller ones that you just usually avoid and don't even try to kill them, honestly.
They trolled them one, Link one, so somebody kept track just in case.
Yep, he knocked me into the pit, and then actually when I got knocked into that bottom section, I held up and jump so that it would buffer a jump with the feather, and you can actually exit out of that room in a way that you're not intended, instead of having to like traverse 2 screens to like get back out.
Oh, wow.
So it saves a bit of time, but getting knocked into the pit does lose about like 10 seconds whenever it happens, so it was unfortunate. That's fine. Second try was good. I almost died in the fight low-key, but fortunately I was able to manage it pretty well and recover though. Yeah, so stuff that's happening here, since we mentioned that what may or may not have been a chain chomp. Yeah, so he got kidnapped by these moblins and King Moblin over here. So have to kill him. He has 8 health, and this level 1 sword does 1 damage per hit, but if you do a spin slash, it does 2 damage. Oh, there he is.
Aw, the happiest little chain chomp.
There's the good boy. Now he's with me. So in this category, he's going to be with me for the remainder of the run. Normally, you're supposed to bring him back after you beat Dungeon 2 right here. Oh, he gave me amazing RNG there, actually. He needs to eat that plant, because I don't have any equipment that can kill the plant to get access to Dungeon 2 yet. So you have to wait for Bow Wow to eat it whenever he decides, which the practice run, I lost like 15 seconds compared to my PB, because he kind of just chilling there and didn't eat it. So I got lucky this time. Yeah, he pretty much did it like instantly. I got like best possible RNG there.
Yeah, it didn't even look like RNG. It was just like, oh, here you go. I'm going to eat this now.
Yep. I guess he's hungry this run.
Already getting some best boys and good doggos in chat. And obligatory pup time.
He's all right. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there's going to be a big trick later on, which if he blocks my way, then that could end up losing like half a minute. But we'll see.
Wow.
In Hundo, normally you give him you return him back to the village after you beat this dungeon, so you don't have to worry about that during that trick. But in this category, you sometimes can like block your way and you might just lose a lot of time for no reason. So we'll see what happens. And also in this category, oh sorry, go ahead.
So does he only stay outside the dungeons, or is there any points where he comes with, like inside?
Nah. Doesn't come within dungeons or in houses as well. I wasn't supposed to grab that either. The heart piece of shame. So might see chat possibly be like shame or something. We'll see.
It's okay to do a rando where there's a rope of shame. So I feel that.
I love speedruns that have like a community with like something of shame. There's always something. Like when I run Donkey Kong Country 2, there's like the Maze of Shame and Bramble Blast. And Super Metroid, there's like power bombs of shame before you get to Ridley, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you were saying something beforehand?
Oh, I forgot. We're gonna do this dungeon in Dungeon 2 in 2 visits. So I grabbed the power bracelet and then left. Because I'm gonna beat it right before going to the final dungeon. Since it's on the way to there, and then once you have like pretty much most of your gear throughout the game, then it'll speed up a lot of stuff, like the boss fight and like getting to the boss as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there that definitely probably looked really weird. Like I just kept pausing a bajillion times, but I did what's called a Yeah, I think that's only not done in glitchless or something. But yeah, the villa skip. So if you pause the game on the same frame that you're supposed to fall into a pit, it'll cancel you falling into a pit, and it pushes Link down a couple pixels. And there's actually a standable tile underneath that Link can actually naturally like transition screens on. So it's not counted as out of bounds, but it is a glitch though.
Oh, interesting.
And normally to get access to there, you have to go through, oh god, what's it called? Candlelit Castle, and get these 5 golden feathers that you have to give to this kid that was at the front entrance of that villa. Yeah, you give Richard the 5 golden feathers, and he gives you like this secret passageway to get into the back of the villa, and there the key for Dungeon 3 is buried there. So yeah, doing the villa skips like having to go to Candlelit Castle, skips having to do the trade sequences as well, like that Yoshi doll that was in the trendy game and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
So I don't have to do any of that, fortunately.
So, like, I see your words are hard. Apparently, it's Monday. You're charging your sword, and as you're like going through certain areas, is that just speed up Link, or is just kind of prepping for doing an attack in a different like room?
Yeah, for yeah, mostly because doing spin slashes, it does 2 damage instead of 1. There's some enemies that some of those enemies have 2 health, so you need to, so you can kill them easier with like 1 spin slash instead of like 2 regular slashes.
Gotcha.
And additionally, because since he like spins the sword like in a circle, then sometimes you can hit like a wider range of enemies around you. So sometimes it's for spacing, and sometimes it's because I actually need the little extra damage to kill the enemies.
It's a shiny okay. Okay.
Oh, Prana plant.
Like even those bird dino enemies are just shaking their heads like, nope. No.
They know what they're in for. Yeah, so this boss, Slime Eye, so I had to knock him down by bonking into the wall when entering, because he's just chilling on the ceiling. And oh wait, one moment. Hold up. By habit, I was trying to split, but I like forgot that I wasn't even like using live split, and but I didn't realize I still have my splits open, so I like started the timer just now.
We're not gonna talk about how many times I've done that. I feel that so much.
My habit. I meant to close live split before starting the run, but I forgot. Kind of funny.
It's just at this point, you either have all like red splits or all amazing gold splits. I'd be very confused either way. It works.
Oh my gosh, I wish. Right? Some games I use it during events, but yeah, for this game I usually don't during like events and marathons and stuff. No particular reason, to be honest, but I'm usually not expecting to PB. That's like the main reason, really.
I get that.
Yeah, so and yeah, I feel like if I'm not looking at the splits or not like trying to split, then like I can, look at chat better, and also just talk to like all y'all like better without like an extra thing to pay attention to.
Right, so
here I'm gonna save and quit just to for a safety save, actually, because there's a risk of blocking on this next skip coming up. It's not like really focus intensive, I feel, but just occasionally I sometimes fail it for like seemingly no reason, so better safe than sorry.
Why is there a child?
Yeah, so there's a lot to explain, I guess, with this. So so this is so I'm in the animal village, and there's this walrus blocking the path to the desert, and and normally you're supposed to bring Marin with you, the girl that was by Link's bed at the start of the run. So I'm supposed to have her following me instead of Bow Wow, actually, at this point. And then She sings the song "The Ballad of the Windfish." But I've been doing a glitch occasionally with bombs called bomb trigger, which if there's a cutscene on the specific screen, if you manage to get 2 bombs on the screen at the same time, which is normally not possible, but with some jank you can get 2 bombs on the screen at once, and it causes the first sprite slot to activate. So usually if there's a cutscene, it'll play the cutscene or skip the cutscene. So it oh, whoops. I forgot I sit here, so I'm in the wrong spot. But
and now
normally I would be at the
strat before.
Oh, sorry.
It's like, and now for this new and unexplored strat.
Exactly. I was supposed to come out of those stairs that I just passed right now, but then I forgot that I save quit in that house. So I was in a completely different area.
Everything's RNG manipulation. It's fine.
Yep. Now I'm gonna get better luck later in the run because of these weird mistakes. Yeah. So this place, Armos Maze. So some of these Armos come to life when you touch them, and they actually do 2 hearts of damage, so they're pretty dangerous to get hit by. But Bow Wow can also eat them, and normally he's not supposed to be here, but if he eats them, they always drop an arrow. And actually, at the end of the run, for the final boss, I need to have at least 16 arrows to be able to kill the final boss. So it's a good time to start like refilling on arrows if possible, if I see any drops. And gonna also try to duplicate by trying to collect it with Link's shield on the same frame when it drops as well. Oh god! Yeah, you kind of you kind of clipped through that one Armos, but I was a pixel too low, I think, so I like bumped into it by accident. That scared me because it didn't come to life yet, fortunately, so I didn't get hit or anything.
Nice.
Oh, I kind of mismenued there, but I'll fix that later. Cause yeah, since the items aren't static on the menu, then you can equip whatever item or place whatever item in like whichever part of the menu that you want. So usually I try to keep like the more important items like kind of in a square around each other.
Makes sense.
And there I did what's called a Jesus jump. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I was like, oh, that makes sense. But tell me about this Jesus jump.
Sure. But first off, Bow Wow, I made Bow Wow eat the cutscene, which is another weird thing.
What?
Which I'm not sure why, but shooting when I shot the bomb arrow, then and then touched the keyhole slot, it can give Bow Wow a chance to like eat the cutscene of Dungeon 6 spawning, which is weird. And I actually got a heart drop from him eating it, so I have really high health in here.
Wait, so the game rewarded you by breaking the cutscene with a heart?
Yeah, so
Sure.
like when he also eats the cutscene, you can gain control of Link again and just start moving. So you can leave that screen, and then when I went to the screen where the dungeon entrance is, that the dungeon's already spawned, even though I skipped the cutscene though.
Oh, okay.
So it also saves a bit of time, but you also have like a 50% chance to get a heart drop when Bow Wow eats it, so it's like really weird.
Like the comment chat, yes, NPC's so hungry they eat game bits. Valid.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes this a little bit more safe for me at least, because yeah, after doing that death warp that I did when I was in the desert, after I did the walrus skip and all that stuff, then after you die, you come back with 3 hearts. So usually I'll be in this dungeon with like 2.5 hearts. So it's like a little bit dangerous if you take a lot of hits. But since I came in with like 4.5, it was like pretty cozy for me. And yeah, I've been doing it. I forgot to mention, I've been doing a trick called super jumps like since Dungeon 1. So the rock's feather is really broken, and you can what's it called? You kind of jump off of walls that have ledges, and And I've been like pretty much traversing this dungeon backwards compared to how you're intended to go through it, because of being able to jump over some of the ledges with the super jumps. So yeah, so if Link is facing away from a wall with facing away from a wall when he's in the air, like a wall that has a ledge, then he'll also jump off the ledge, which is really weird. And here there's RNG with these horse heads, so you need both of them to stand upright when you throw them, and they have a 50% chance each to stand upright when you throw them, but you need both of them, so it's a 1 in 4 chance to get both of them upright in a row. So I got it third try, so that was actually, yeah, a little above average.
Nice.
Got lucky. Every extra try you have to do loses about a second, so the most I've had is 20 tries.
Oh god.
So like 3 different marathons as well. It's kind of funny.
It's always during marathons and runs that are doing really well.
Exactly. Yeah, one run that was on PB pace, I had 18th try. I was like,
oh. It's like, okay, game, I see you.
Yeah, I think compared to my PB, I lost like 15 seconds just that in that run.
Also, like,
yeah,
I love the comment chat. What's the drop table of that cutscene is not a question I expect.
Yeah, 50% hard drop for
cutscene breaking.
Exactly.
Oh
so that bomb thing I was doing was just swag. We call bomb boys. Doesn't save time or anything. Just wait some.
It ups the swag points, so that's what matters.
Exactly. Yeah, that boss also I kind of cheesed it a little. So before his text came up, even before he spawned, his hurt box is his hurt box is still active, so you can actually like drop bombs and hit him.
Ooh.
So I got 3 hits in before the fight was supposed to actually start, but so I made it like 2 cycle fight instead of like a 5 cycle, basically.
Oh, nice.
Because normally when the fight's actually active, then he'll disappear every time you hit him with a bomb. But during that broken state, you can just hit him with like as many bombs as you can. Usually it's up to 3 bombs in total. Okay, yeah. So there, I did a bunch of Jesus jumps. I forgot to explain it before I got to Dungeon 6, but yeah. So same with like the pit buffer when I did Villa Skip. If you pause on the same frame that you're gonna drown in the water, it cancels Link drowning. And during that frame that you canceled the drowning, you can also Link is considered standing on that frame, so you can jump after you pause as well. And with that, yeah, I was able to just chain like 5 Jesus jumps to exit the Dungeon 6 area. That's normally you're supposed to have the flippers by this point from beating Dungeon 4, but since I'm on my way to Dungeon 4 now, then yeah, I don't have the flippers yet. So just doing it out of order, pretty much. And the reason that we do Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 4 in this category is because, for whatever reason, okay, normally after you beat Dungeon 4, there's a ghost that will spawn and follow you around, and you need to help him in a side quest, and if you try to enter other dungeons, he'll, like, stop you from entering, and, like, tell you to, like, help him, basically. Or help him find his home. And, but if you have the level 2 bracelet, which I got from Dungeon 6, then, he won't spawn after I beat Dungeon 4.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, which is really weird, but... Yeah, so you abuse that in pretty much every category except for 100%, because we need to do the side quest in Hundo for him. No one saw me fall in that pit.
Nope.
It was for swag. I'm just kidding.
Just showing that it's an actual pit or something. They'll believe it.
You know, it was just a pit that I can fall in. Sometimes I can fall into pits. Just showing for fun, a little.
Comment, question, chat. Basically, did you just say you did 5 frame perfect jumps?
Okay, so
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, so
When you
there's
start
the
by
answer.
saying
right
okay,
there.
so you have my attention.
All right, so basically, in this game has like the best buffer system out of like pretty much any Zelda game as well. So you can buffer inputs while you're unpausing. So I buffered the jump during the unpause, and you can also pause. You can buffer a pause into another pause, so you can like chain pause buffers together. So for those Jesus jumps, some of them I was like 2 frames early from pausing, so then I just kept unpausing, then buffering another pause to until I hit the frame like where I would drum. Same with this one right here. I oh my god, I paused like 4 frames early. That was a really sloppy Jesus jump. Yeah, so as you can see, you can just like kind of hold pause over and over to keep advancing the game 1 frame at a time, and then you can buffer your feather out of your last pause.
And you were
So
demonstrating
it's-
how to do it. That's all.
Exactly. It's very free to get it in this game. Unfortunately, in the 1993 version, like the colorless Link's Awakening, the pause menu works different, so you can't do any pause buffer or like pit cancels like that with your pause. So, yeah, only in the DX version can you actually do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try this trick one more time. Yeah, the P-Hat Clink. Trying to get early Nightmare Key. I almost like potentially crashed the game there with the way I filled it. All right, fortunately I did not, because if you leave the screen out of bounds through that wall, you'll enter like a glitchy room and the game will like probably crash. So fortunately that didn't happen. So I tried the harder strat for the P-Hat Clink. So I did like a super jump and then like clanked with my sword to get knocked into the side wall so that I could super jump off of that wall as well. And then try to clink up to the top area, but yeah, I was a little short a couple times. So the last time I did it, I just kind of did the easy strat, which generally is supposed to be a little slower if you do that on your first try, but yeah, since I failed the hard strat 3 times, then might as well.
So, I had a question. Like looking at your speedrun profile, I see you do both Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX. Do you have a preference between the two, or is it just kind of you enjoy both of what they have to offer?
Okay, so the original Link's Awakening, I'm very new to running it, like less than a month, I think. And there are some things I like more about it. The latter half of the run is like way different from this game for routing, but it's way more broken for sure.
Nice.
Even though it is more difficult because you don't get like easy pause buffers like in this game though. But part of I do like that as a bit of an extra challenge as well. But there's also a trick called instrument cutscene skip, which is also possible in this game, but it's like not RTA viable in this game because since the game's mechanics are slightly different from that game, from the original game. But in the original one, if you pause on the same frame that you touch an instrument, like when you beat the dungeon, then if you pause on the same frame and then open your save and quit menu, you can it gives you the freedom to be able to open your save quit menu again after Link picks up the instrument on the next frame. So you can so then you can like actually like save and quit during when those instruments are playing, like after I've collected one when I beat a dungeon. Like I've been having to watch the cutscenes in this game, but in that game you can skip most of them except for the first dungeon, I think. And yeah, it saves like 15 seconds for like each one that you do. So
Oh wow.
since it's such a tight trick though, then like you can, you know, just kill your run because you like missed a few of them in that run. Well, at a high level, you'll kill your run from like missing a few of them.
I also like how effortlessly you made every single boss in this game look.
Hey, appreciate the compliment. Yeah, so this guy, Master Stolfos, so I was supposed to fight him 4 times in this dungeon, and actually I wasn't actually supposed to kill him, or it's not intended to kill him on the first fight there, but if you so after you get 3 hits, he'll run away in that first fight, and the next 2 fights you'll need only 2 hits with bombs, and then he'll run. And but in that first room, if you kill him before he runs away, thanks to using bomb arrows, then he'll actually drop a key, which is not intended. So you'll be using that near the end of the dungeon to save a few seconds, compared to doing a different routing. Also, if you notice, the mini boss music didn't stop until I entered the second Master Stolfos fight. This is another thing that happens when you kill the first one. Kill the first one when you're not supposed to. Oh my gosh, this is going poorly. Hold up. All right, it's fine.
This is going poorly. I just throw a bomb. It's fine now.
Yeah, so just making these guys run away, since I don't need to kill them, and I would ideally like to save bombs for them. Might not have been good that I wasted arrows there, but I think I have extras for later, so should be okay. Alright, there's kind of a dumb jump here, so I'm gonna try to focus on this one, but... Oh, I got lucky, actually. Alright, second try. I'll not explain that. So you can do, like, 4-tile jumps, if you're kind of standing in between 2 pit tiles. It's normally, like, when you touch a pit, then Link will just fall into the pit, but if you're on, like, the sides of pit tiles, then Link will kind of, like, get dragged towards the middle of the pit before actually falling. So you can sometimes gain a little bit of extra distance, and yeah, you can, like, cross the gap, like, just barely. For that, if I jumped on the last frame possible before running into the pit with your boot stash, then it wouldn't be sub-pixel dependent whether it would work or not. But I actually did jump slightly early that time, so that's why I said I got lucky, because it still worked even though I jumped like 1 or 2 frames early. So I'll take it.
It looked clean to me. You could have told me it was absolutely pixel, sub-pixel, sub-pixel perfect. I'd be like, yes. Yes.
Right?
As it was.
And yeah, I gotta grab those arrows. Again, just to need a refill for final boss. Those arrows, those items like arrows and bombs that are flying in the air, they're worth 10 when you pick them up. So again, since I need 16 for the final boss, then picking up arrows throughout the route as well. I forgot what to equip here. Okay, there you go. It's a brain fart moment.
It's fine, TM.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the extra pickup. Just like what Ribnik said in chat, I'm gonna pick up 10 more arrows in Dungeon 8 before that boss as well. Oh my god, I gotta not die actually. I've never been in a kind of dire situation in this fight before. It was a little unnerving, but I got him though.
So what were you doing at the beginning there by hitting the wall?
Oh, that was just killing time. Okay, so
It's a crazy glitch. You're just like, nah. I'm bored, yo.
there's a bit to break down for that fight. So like, yeah, that wall snake, he takes 8 hits to kill. So he doesn't have, I guess he doesn't really have like an actual like health value. It's like you can do 8 hits, like even if you have level 2 sword and like piece of power and stuff like that to increase your sword damage, you'll still take 8 hits to kill him compared to just having level 1 sword. So you want to ideally kill him in 2 cycles, since you can usually get 4 to 5 hits in per cycle. And something I was doing when I was slashing that wall while killing time, if you hold your sword and hookshot together, then like both inputs together, then when you pull when you pull out the wall snake and hold your sword the next time, then as it gets pulled out, Link will hold his sword out as well. So you can get one quick hit right away as you pull him out. So, yeah, I was mostly screwing around, but I also was setting that up too.
Tactical screwing around.
Yeah, so that boss is usually pretty trivial in any percent categories. In Hundo, if you have the red tunic, then it's actually harder because the boss has like extra invincibility frames when you have the power of the red tunic, or if you have a piece of power drop like the one I had in Dungeon 3 earlier, like the little triangle thing that I grabbed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gives this knockback effect, but enemies that it doesn't kill, it gives them like extra invincibility frames too. So yeah, since that boss takes 8 hits to kill, sometimes if you have the piece of power or red tunic, it's like you if he spawns in the walls near you where you're standing, then can only get 3 hits at best. So it can be RNG whether you'll 2 cycle or 3 cycle him. So you can lose a lot of time. So in Hundo, that's why we get a blue tunic instead of red tunic. Mostly for that reason.
Gotcha.
Because you won't have that knockback effect. Okay, so doing well, kind of doing the easier way for wait, what's this trick called? Oh shoot. I still failed it. Roost skip is the name of the trick. So normally you would get this rooster in its grave in Mabe Village by playing the Frog Song of Soul, which brings things to life. And you would use that blue chicken, which you can fly when you hold it. And what? Oh wow. And yeah, so you normally just carry it and fly around all those pit tiles. But you have so I'm doing hook shot jumps. So you have 1 frame to jump when the hook shot comes back to Link, and so I'm pause buffering it to try and make it easier. But yeah, so you have 1 frame to jump, and then yeah, you can jump across.
Oh wow!
This whole area. You can actually do that unbuffered as well, which would save time from not pausing. But you have to. But it is frame perfect though. So the buffered strat I was doing, so when the hook shot is touching Link's nose when it comes back to him, if you pause on that frame using the save and quit menu, then you can okay, another method of buffering. So I did a map buffer. So with the map with the select button, map buffers advance the game 4 frames at a time instead of just 1 with a regular pause. So after I find that 1 frame, then I map buffer to advance the game 4 frames, and then that will be the frame that Link can jump when the hookshot comes back to him. So the first time I messed it up, I actually did the pause on the right frame, and I thought it was 1 frame early. So then I advanced the game 1 more frame, and then I map buffered after, and I was 1 frame late. So I didn't realize. So I missed the jump and just fell into the pit because of that.
Look, math.
Hopefully
math.
Bow Wow eats this. Okay, there you go.
Yay! Good boy, Bow Wow. Oh, was that the one you were mentioning earlier with the sometimes Bow Wow doesn't behave?
Yeah. So the rooster skip. Actually, when shooting the hookshot over the pits, sometimes Bow Wow can get in your way and just like block your hookshot entirely.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
And then, because your hookshot won't shoot out, then you'll just fall into the pit pretty much, like, instantly. Or sometimes you can try to shoot the hookshot a bunch of times and hope he moves out of the way, but he might just, like, completely block the hookshot the whole time, and then you'll just fall eventually. Okay, so more cheese with bomb triggers here. So, normally, Dungeon 7 casually is, like, pretty difficult dungeon. Like, people when they do a first-time playthrough will usually be, like, stuck on this for a long time. And there's a metal ball that was 2 rooms to the right of where I am, and you're supposed to carry that metal ball and throw it into those pillars to break them. And it causes the fourth floor of the dungeon to collapse into the third floor. But since the pillars breaking is a cutscene, then you can bomb trigger to break each of the pillars. So it makes this dungeon extremely short because of that.
Pretty sure people
The
playing
big
this
puzzle
casually
was
is
just.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say the big puzzle's just cheese, but sorry, you were saying?
By somebody somewhere is watching this going, oh, come on now. That's all I need to do.
Oh my god. When I first played this game when I was like 10, I was definitely stuck on this dungeon for a really long time.
Goombas with
Dungeon
their
6 I
smirk.
was stuck on. I love cheese like that too.
It's-
Oh, also when I save and quit when I went into the cave when I was doing Rooster Skip. So for whatever reason, if you save and quit there and don't visit a screen that has a warp tile, like those flashy squares that I went into, the screen on the bottom isn't solid anymore, so I can screen wrap the hook shot during this boss fight and just unlock the boss while he's off screen, basically.
What? Wait, that was a boss fight?
Yeah. The evil eagle.
Oh, I love that.
That fight is actually pretty difficult too, like casually, but yeah, but you can
that's cool.
cheese that with the screen wrap thing. Some categories like any percent, no save quit, wrong warp and out of bounds. Since you can't use save and quits in the run, then you can't do that strat. So normally you would just throw a bomb at the bottom of the screen and then have the eagle fly into it, and you kind of have to do like three repetitions of that. But it's a little bit faster to do the save and quit and then just do that screen wrap stun lock with some kind of projectile. The hook shot works, so just use the hook shot.
Like this entire time, Bao was like, I don't want to go that way, Daddy. I want to go back.
Oh, one of my gripes with Bow Wow in the original Link's Awakening, since the game's processing power isn't as powerful as this game, then having Bow Wow with you for a lot of the run generates a lot more lag in a lot of spots. So, like the Armos maze, for example, that area chugs like crazy, especially with Bow Wow with you. So,
Jeez.
I find that area more difficult in that game just because it like lags like crazy. Like having Bow Wow with you.
I love that.
This part also would lag in that version of the game, having Bow Wow with you. And look at his sprite like freaking out like crazy.
I was gonna say, I think this
And the
is
mini
in
mold
game.
worms as well are like all glitchy because of Bow Wow being here.
At this point, the game's finally on to you.
Yup. Dogs where they shouldn't be.
It's like this has gone from good boy to questionable boy now.
Right? Yeah, now I'm gonna be doing another bomb trigger, so normally you're supposed to have the Frog Song of Soul here. Oh, and the Ocarina. I actually don't even have the Ocarina still. I won't be getting it though in the run at all, because you can just bomb trigger for any spots where you would normally play a song. So you can bomb trigger to wake up the I don't know what that is, like that dragon lizard thing. Because yeah, this is the entrance to Turtle Rock, Dungeon 8, which there's also a Turtle Rock in A Link to the Past. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like the same technically, but but yeah, this yeah, you can. Yeah, so you can basically cheese it by like, yeah, bomb triggering to wake him up, and then as his like head is extending out, you can like walk through his head and enter the dungeon and not fight him.
Seems legit and perfectly safe.
Yeah, when I'm done this dungeon, the head will still be there too, since I didn't fight him.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a turtle. I'm pretty sure. My bad, Zincho or Rhythmic.
It's another load-bearing turtle.
Yeah, it's a turtle, I guess. It looks like a dragon. Oh, one thing that's dangerous is when you're going through the turtle's head is if you go too slow, then when his neck extends out, then you'll get stuck in his neck and just constantly get hit until you die. So you have to go kind of quickly to go through his head as well. And so here it did lava swim. So same properties as Jesus jumping. You can oh whoops. You can here, I'm gonna actually grab this first. This is the room that Rhythmic was talking about to refill, I think. Just for extra safety, so that if my bomb count was kind of low, so it'd be better not to run out of bombs, particularly. Oh my god! All right, this is the super jump here. I got this. All right, there you go.
Nice.
But yeah, my bad that I haven't been able to explain everything, but there's so much like in this run. So.
See, this is how we get more people to run this with you. They get a little taste.
Indeed. There's some very good guides. There's a Google Doc for pretty much like all the categories, I think. Oh my god, I can't believe I messed that up. Occasionally I miss this, so it just happens. So you have to fill in all the tiles with this rolling rock, and it'll give you the nightmare key, so like the boss key. And there's a lot of ways to do this puzzle, but yeah, I just picked the one that was on top of the guide for the Google Doc guide. It shows a bunch of examples, but I was just like, yeah, I'll just pick one and just stick with it.
Nice, nice plug.
Yeah, I've also made a video tutorial for 100% no wrong work out of bounds as well. So the run itself is like world records like an hour and 16 minutes. So the VOD is like a little over 2 hours. So it's a long VOD, but the run is long, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this boss, Hothead, you can kill him in one cycle with the magic rod. So when he was bouncing around the room, you need to hit 5 magic rod shots to break his shell, and then 2 hits after his shell is broken to kill him. Oh, and random graphical thing there that I won't say what it is, but anyways, we call that Wang Boys, but I don't know. It's like if you use the magic rod like right before you grab the instrument, then yeah, that'll happen.
Stuff and things.
If you swing it a little late, we get what's called the side wang, where it like will point to the left for some reason instead of straight. But yeah.
Oh man.
Try to do it one more time, but the second time is gonna be a time loss if I go for it, but it's like 2 seconds lost. So
I like
gotta go for all the swag strats, right?
Like someone's trying to bring some logic into this game by going, I've always found it odd that a guy who lives in the lava can be killed by fireballs.
Right? Well, it's the magic rod, so we shoot magic at things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fire rod's in Link to the Past, the prequel.
Magically distinct fireballs. Legally distinct cousin.
There's fire at the end of the magic ball after it hits something. I don't know. We always say dumb things like that in the speedrun community. But
it works.
But it is a good question, though. Why do the fireballs kill the lava enemy? Yeah, this boss is a pretty long fight, but it'll be shortened by a lot because of 2 cheeses that I'm gonna do, which so we have to wait for him to throw 8 fireballs, and then when he goes into his pot, then we need to hit the pot and pick it up with the while I have the bracelet on, and if it lands on the ground, you'll get extra text, so I try to catch it right away. Okay. And you clip into the wall on the side there and throw to the left, it like instantly breaks the pot. Normally it's supposed to take 3 cycles to break the pot. Oh, also that thing again. And yeah, so so you can like clip into the wall and it'll like instantly break the pot because it'll damage it like 3 consecutive frames in a row before it bounces away from the wall.
Oh, wow.
And then I skipped the phase where he teleports around the room by letting the fire I shot into the wall hit him twice and killed him because it takes 2 hits with a fire or bombs to kill him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so when he takes 1 hit, he'll start like teleporting around the room and he'll be like completely intangible. So we're able to skip that as well. Okay, so yeah, we got like 40 seconds of downtime here for entering the final dungeon.
You know, I was wondering when the giant egg in the start menu or the start screen was going to make an appearance.
Here it is at the very end.
I'm just waiting at this point for like a giant, like Yoshi or Toadstool or something to pop out.
Well, no spoilers, I guess, for you. I'll let you see what happens at the end. Yeah, so okay, it's a lot to explain about the final boss. Gonna be trying to do like RNG manipulation for the first and second phase of the fight. So the boss is called the Nightmare, and it has a bunch of phases where it takes forms of mostly like previous bosses and mini bosses that Link has fought in A Link to the Past and in this game, since this game's a direct sequel to Link to the Past. And the first one's gonna be a giant blob, and if I'm able to bomb trigger when I fall into the room, it'll skip 12 seconds of text, and it'll also cause the music to not play. And the music actually rolls RNG, so we want to be able to disable the music through this bomb trigger. And okay, I got it, fortunately. My practice run, I failed this, so I'm glad.
I've never heard of a game that the music controls the RNG. That is cool.
I know, right? And yeah, thanks to that, we're able to kind of have like predictable RNG on this Aghanim phase. So this guy, Aghanim, he, just like in A Link to the Past, he shoots energy balls that you can reflect, and then you can also shoot a blue ball, which you can't reflect, and it'll just explode against the wall. So when I disable the music, if I stand in specific spots, then I can have him shoot an energy ball for all 4 phases. Because phase 3 and 4 is generally a 50-50, whether he'll shoot an energy ball or a blue ball. So I got the manip correctly for this one. And then I was able to stun lock this giant Moldorm phase by... if you hit him before he starts moving, then he'll have less invincibility frames, so you can just like spam your sword at him and hit him. He has 16 health, so I did 1 spin slash and then like at least 14 hits to kill him. I never actually count how many slashes I actually hit him with. I might have over mashed or something, but it's fine. It's better to do too many than too few, because he'll start to run loose and it can be really bad. And then the Ganon phase just takes 12 hits with either spin slashes or your Pegasus boots. Oh, this RNG is egregious. Holy moly. Yeah, so this is Death Eye, the final boss.
Oh.
So this gigantic eye. He it's random how long he'll take to open his eye, but he'll keep it open for a pretty set amount of time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so ideally you want to kill him in 4 phases by hitting 4 cycles by hitting 4 arrows per cycle, but I missed 2 shots, so I did a 5 cycle. And time will be when I hit the top of the stairs and the screen fades to white. So time.
GG's. Okay, now we're on Rainbow Cloud Road. All right.
It's almost Rainbow Road, like a
It's legally distinct Rainbow Road. It's Rainbow Clouds.
like Mario Kart and like Mario RPG kind of.
Right?
But yeah, I have no idea if I went over estimate there or not.
No, you're fine.
So.
You are at 56 minutes and 16 seconds.
Oh, not bad. Yeah, because when I failed the Brewster skip twice, I thought that
Nah.
Thought there was a decent shot. I was going over estimate.
Ah, you're good.
Hey, thanks for the
And
GGs, everybody.
That bird turned into a whale. Okay.
So yeah, like the premise of this game is so the Japanese title for this is Legend of Zelda: The Dream Island. So the island is made from a dream. I think from the windfish. I don't know if it's Link's dream or this windfish is I think it's the windfish, but I might be wrong. I'm not fully sure on that lore. Yeah, so for Link to get to escape this island, you needed to wake up the windfish.
But yeah, where can everybody find you? Because I've seen so much love for this run, and somebody even mentioning that they're actually looking to learn this right now. So
Hey, let's
can
go.
they find you?
That means I did my job getting people interested. Yeah, so there's the shout out just popped up. So Ryan _ Ford522. Yeah, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. It's all the same. Ryan _ Ford522. So you can find me on all of those.
Nice.
And, yeah, I've been speedrunning a variety of games lately. Like I've learned 12 games in total. So
Wow.
you might see me switching up on games depending if I'm practicing for an event or if I'm just like pushing for goals. So lately I've been running Super Metroid, which I'm pretty into that, and that game is difficult. Jeez. So gonna get back to grinding 100% for that game.
Oh wow. Good luck on that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I've done one run and I got like an hour 40 minutes, which it's not bad.
That is a lot better than the one time I did that. So.
It's like for the speedrun strats, like I tried to learn the strats for every room, but then I just kind of forgot what to do as I got to the room. So it's like too late by the time I'm in the room. So it's like
Mood.
just messed up everything, but kind of winged it. So there's a lot of time saved to be had. You just gotta remember the route.
Yeah, well,
Anyways, Asuka, thank you very much for having me for this as well.
thank you for coming on. It's been such it's been so fun to watch this run, and you have such amazing energy. So one more round of GGs to Ryan Ford. Sit tight. We do have one quick more break this time. We're gonna do, instead of a hydration break, we're gonna do a big stretching break, and we will be back with Ghost Kumo's run of Ys 9. So sit tight. We'll be back soon. Hello, one more time, friends, and welcome back to the final run of tonight's episode of Express Lane. But as always, I do have a couple things I do want to mention before we get going. First and foremost, if you've missed out on any of our other Hotfix shows or past events like Flame Fatales just happened, make sure you check out the VODs over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And last but not least, Games Done Quick is actually hiring. So if you've got experience in social media creation and you want to help out at our live events, make sure you head over to gamesdonequick.com/jobs to apply. And the social media team is pretty awesome and super fun, so you should check it out. But with that, I get to introduce our final runner of the night, and that is one legendary Ghost Kumo with, see, am I saying this right? Because I'm known to butcher things. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox.
That was perfect.
Yeah!
I see hanging around Ray rubbed off on you there, because they I believe they get it right. I don't know. They said Origins instead of Origin earlier, and that slightly bothered me considering they ran the game.
Shout out to our wonderful GDQ tech, Ray.
Hi everybody. I am Ghost Kumo, and this is, as mentioned, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. So we're coming off of the Game Boy games of the block into a more modern game. This is a 2019 action RPG released in the year 2021 in English in the West. This is Ys 9, the 10th game of Nihon Falcom's long-running Ys series, an RPG series that's almost as old as Zelda and actually older than Final Fantasy by now. You might have heard of this game if you have followed the GDQ channel, despite the fact I think this is the first time it's been on this channel as a speedrun, But the publisher of the game, Nice America, was a sponsor of GDQ in 2021 and 2022, I believe. So you've probably seen this logo if you watched any events from there, because they were trying to promote the game, I believe. As it turns out, in 2019, the game dropped in Japan, and between then and its English release, it got broken really quickly. As is kind of tradition for the series, these games are tremendously broken. And then we got our hands on it in English in 2021, and then we broke it some more. And then they ported it to PC, and then we broke it some more. And then within the last year or so, there's been another substantial reroute that has broken the game even further to now making it under 40 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. As this is any percent, we do run on the easy difficulty. There are different difficulty categories, but the biggest reason I personally prefer to run on easy is because the higher difficulties just use a trick that lets you infinitely regenerate a level up item. So you just bull rush the game at like level 100 to deal with the fact that, you know, everything takes more damage and whatnot. So it just adds a lot of time and a lot of tedium. So time is going to be when I hit confirm on this text box prompt. I think we're all ready to go.
We're good to go.
Alrighty. I have my own load removed timer on the side here, so I can kind of keep track on that. But we'll go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So thankfully we have cutscene skips here. This game starts off in medias res. We play as our wonderful protagonist here, Adol Kristen. He is the protagonist of every Ys game except for Origins, so all the way from 1 to 9. And here he is in his natural environment, breaking out of prison, because he has been on so many adventures, they literally put him in prison for it. And I'm only half joking when I say that. He's also very adept at breaking out of prisons. But this is the creme de la creme of prisons. This is the city of Balduc, which is this giant city designed to be modeled after like ancient Rome or Paris. I believe Rome, but anyways, so we're starting off as we're escaping prison. This is an action RPG. We have a sword. We can hit things. But we can also we also have a somersault, which we can cancel attacks into, and do this weird little flopping animation that's also faster. We get that cutscene and we unlock our Monstrum form here, which is called the Crimson King. You can tell we are in Monstrum form because he has this black suit and this cape. And then I need to open this chest to advance the game. While in the Crimson King form, I can do what is called a Crimson Line, which is where I dash to these little red dots. I can also double jump and roll in midair. So this game is very movement intensive. This is a save warp, or not a save warp. This is a save/warp point, or heal/warp point, and we come up to the first boss. So I'm going to lock on here, do a downward thrust, and then use my skills, which I have basic attacks bound to square, and then skills bound to right trigger and one of the 4 face buttons. I'm only going to be using Adol's basic skill here, which costs 27 SP, one half circle on the bottom right denotates 100 SP, so that's kind of your rough indicator there. It takes 20%, 7% of my SP there, and that should be the first little tutorial boss down. So you kind of want to chain together basic attacks and skills to keep damage going out.
I'll say when I was looking for runs for this particular episode, I saw this run and there were 2 things that I loved. Those, like, eventually a lot of those red line dashes that you do and how, like, you chain them later on, and the flopping animation.
Yeah, it's really silly. All right, cool. We didn't crash. That cutscene right there is the one most prone to crashing. So
GG!
So the basic nature of the story is that this is a very corrupt prison city. As soon as we get here, we're arrested because Adol has become famous at this point in the series lore for being somebody who goes on very wild adventures and has a lot of terrible things happen to him that they think he's probably cursed. But of course, it's a very corrupt prison city, so people get imprisoned for all manner of wrong reasons. We break out because Adol is just really good at that at this point. And then now we need to find a hideout and a place to lay low. Because our red hair at this point is kind of our trademark, we need to get rid of that. So we are going to dye our hair black. Actually, it's a wig, but whatever. It looks kind of blue. It's supposed to be black, but they give it a blue tint to make it look better, I guess, in 3D. But now we have figured out a hideout, and we now need to get the scope of the place. So we're gonna go find our name on a bounty wanted list. As soon as we walk away from that, the sky is going to turn to twilight, and then we're going to be sucked into another like alternate dimension. Balduke. You're going to see these 5 other characters here. Those are our party members throughout the game. We're only really going to be seeing technically 2 of them in the run because we break this game so tremendously bad. This is a raid. We need to kill a certain amount of enemies that spawn out of these little points here. These are called Lemiris, little spirits. Thankfully, this is the only raid in the run. These got really annoying. These are one of the worst parts of the speedruns of Ys 8 and the glitchless versions of 9, so thankfully we don't have to do any more. Sorry to cut you off there, Oscar. What were you going to say?
Oh, you're good. So, like the party members, I see that, are they just completely acting independently, or do you have some like manner of control over them?
So their AI control. So the game introduces you to them at the start. Their AI controlled at first, but as you get them in the game, they'll become your like AI controlled like buddies that you can freely switch between. You can have up to 3 characters in your active party and switch between them. We'll get to that a little bit later. So that's the first wave. The final wave is going to spawn this big 3-headed zombie doggo, and we'll see if we get lucky and he attacks me versus if he attacks my base. He's attacking the base, which means he's not aggroed onto me, which is really bad. Now he's aggroed onto me. Something I haven't really touched on in combat is we have what's called a flash guard, which I have been terrible at performing in this run. But if you perfectly time your guard button press on an enemy's attack, you parry it, and then you have a couple seconds where you can't take damage, and all of your attacks do about 20% increased damage. So the game rewards you for doing that. Alrighty, so that's the raid done. The nice thing about it is it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to get an S rank in the raid here. This is Aprilis. She's on the cover of the game. You don't need to worry about her too much. Thankfully, this run does not really have very many spoilers because it is so ridiculously fast. And we are now on to Chapter 2, which is going to be where we break the game. The first 2 chapters, Prologue and Chapter 1, are the only ones that we do basically as intended. One of the rewards we get there is an elixir, which I'm going to sell for a lot of gold, which is really nice.
Now, does your rank...
Sorry, go on.
Does your rank determine the items you get at the end of the chapter?
Yeah, but if you're playing this at all seriously, you'll always get an S on that one. There are more raids in less glitchy categories and older routes, but thankfully we only have this one here. So once again, we need to get the scope of the land here and figure out more information. We cannot actually exit the city of Balduke now that we've been hit with the curse of the Monstrums. Basically, the general premise of the Monstrums curse is every now and then Aprilis summons us to this alternate dimension. We need to protect the city of Balduke, kind of in a weird tower defense-y type minigame, I guess you could say. There's variations on it, but yeah, that's kind of what the raids are. And we get a special power, but we can't leave until we deal with the crisis caused by that. So that's kind of where we're at in the story. That's really the setup of things, how things resolve. Play the game. I won't have enough time to explain nearly any of it. But this whole portion is just kind of the tutorials for a bunch of things like shopping and asking NPCs to answer, to resolve quests. All right, so this guy's going to sell me his sword. We're going to use our fast travel because this game has really robust fast travel that I can quickly access with the menu on my D-pad. And then warp around town really quickly. This guy gives us a bottle, which you can do an alchemy thing. We're not going to do that in the run. All right, so I come over here, and this is going to be... We're supposed to enter this sewers here called Cloaca Maxima, which is like the name of like the first sewer system of the world, I believe. Like one of the biggest ones in history. But anyways, now we're going to break the game. So we need to go to this area to the east side called the Shantytown, which is kind of the like poverty district of the town here. But the game won't let us get there for a while. So this is going to be called, this is what we call Shantytown Early. All right, so there's supposed to be a cutscene barrier that prevents me from getting there, but we can just jump over it with good movement. Anyways, because we skipped one thing, it basically just like all triggers after it just don't load correctly. So yeah, we're in a part of the game we're not supposed to be at right now. And everything that would lock us out from making progress isn't loaded. I'm going to do this quick little enemy fight here because this grants me 20 Nox, which you'll see on the top left. At the end of the chapter, any leftover Nox, which you're supposed to get 100 of in order to do just various things to advance the story. But any you have left over can be converted into these shards, which will be converted into a resource. Now, I'm supposed to have an ability to climb up walls, but I don't have that right now, so I have to do some clever camera angling and jump slashing here to get past this gap here, or this wall. There we go. Second try is not bad. All right. Sadly, we don't get the awesome music that plays in this dungeon, but this is Cloaca Maxima, a normally tricky area that we can thankfully break due to a bunch of camera tricks like that, where I can just skip the entire first half of the dungeon by Crimson lining over to that point with some clever camera angle manipulation. Yeah, Crimson Line is very busted, but everything in this game is very busted.
So when you say the camera angle, if you face the camera in a different direction, that skip doesn't work?
Yeah, you need to be facing the right way.
How sensitive is that?
It's usually pretty lenient. You kind of get a feel for it. All right, so the big thing here is we skipped the boss of that dungeon, and now we wound up in Balduke Prison. We're supposed to come into Balduke Prison several points throughout the run, or throughout the game casually, come in and out, break prisoners out, the works. Because, yeah, we like breaking prisoners out because a lot of people have been wrongly imprisoned because corrupt prison system in this game. But because we came here early, nothing's really loaded, so we can just get out of bounds here and get to this the West Wing Depths, which we're not supposed to be able to access until the end of Chapter 4. This is Chapter 2, by the way. So, yes, we're already just sequence breaking the tar out of this game. But more importantly, what's coming up very soon is a glitch that is really elaborate to explain, but it's going to involve using the map to buffer the game by a couple of frames, and effectively being able to force cutscenes and avoid cutscenes and barriers and just set the game in a really jank state. So dash up here. I need to be careful to not get hit by any attacks because I will get one shot because this is a level 30 area and I'm level 5. All right, so I hit this. Wait till it gets down to a certain point. Tap a button that has space and map bound to the same button. Hold down the map button once I get here. And then now I have access to my monster form while in Balduke. I'm not supposed to be able to have this, but this allows me to Crimson Line past a whole bunch of barriers that are normally set up to impede story progress. So this is a Chapter 5 area. We're not supposed to be able to get there until Chapter 5. Skip this cutscene, set up a warp here for later, and then we are now going to go back to prison. Which is a fun sentence that I love to get to say. The prison cannot contain us, so no worry.
It's like a cake taste. We'll just keep going back, though, to make him feel better.
Yeah, you're supposed to come in and out here a lot in the story, but because of that, it kind of turns it into an open space in the speedrun. So here's White Cat and Doll, party member we get in Chapter 2 and Chapter 4, respectively. Sadly, there is no White Cat in the run, although I do have a plush of her on my shelf right behind me here. Don't worry about this scene, and we just ended Chapter 2. When you go to that treasure chest, that actually is the trigger to end Chapter 4, so it advances the game to this weird state where it's both Chapter 5 and 3. But that skips doing everything in Chapter 2 and advances the game a little bit further. So now we're in Chapter 3, which is really the last chapter at this point.
Nice. I will say, looking at some of the plushies behind you, we have to always do the obligatory question. I see the Goomy. I see I think it's a Gastrodon and a Vaporeon. Favorite Pokemon? Let's go.
Gastrodon.
Really? Nice. I approve.
It's a very weird one, but I have a lot of history with it in competitive and singles. So
you're talking to someone whose favorite Pokemon is Magmar. I understand the
I
feeling
respect
for, for weird Pokemon favorites.
I respect it. All right, so at the start of chapter 3 in the story of this game, we've set up the initial hideout that was an abandoned building and turned it into a bar, and we're just kind of hiding in plain sight in town. So we're just going to talk to a bunch of our allies here, which we need to do to advance the game a little further. I don't need to go that way. I need to go this way. So we're going to do that pressure plate trick here. What this effectively does is sets the game to this weird like default state where anywhere that I go is like anything that's supposed to stop me is not loaded, and anything that's a cutscene. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Whoops. I can make do with this. This is like a chapter 7 cutscene. I'm just gonna let it play out. This is an old route. I forgot to hold down the map key. This is fine though.
Just showing off what the game has to offer,
Yep.
or something.
Yeah, I gotta have to perform it again. There is a lot to explain that is always difficult for me to solo commentate in marathons. All right, let's try this again. Pressure plate. So the reason I open the map twice is it buffers like a frame. Every time you open the map, the game advances by a frame or so. But anyways, this is a chapter 5 cutscene. This is going to get us a party member, Raging Bull, aka Yufa. She's going to be our like main party member for the rest of the game. If you've played the game Persona 5, it is the same voice actress for Takamaki, Erica Harlacher-Stone. I quite like her in a lot of her roles, but you might get a little tired of her voice in this game. You also get another party member. This is Doll. I love Doll. She's great. She's cool. So I'm going to buy a bunch of revival items here. Those will come in handy later. Doll has the fastest form of movement, but she's in this weird state where it's like, I can't do anything with her in the menu or she'll disappear, which is bad for the speed run because she has the same weapon type as Adol. And if you have 2 party members of the same weapon type, you gain like 15% extra damage. So if I lose that buff, my damage just goes down and I lose like a minute. All right, so I need to get some abilities. So what I'm going to do is go over here to this cutscene here, which is an event that I'm supposed to unlock once I get Yufa. And that is like the chapter 5 dungeon. By opening the entrance there, I gain the access to all of my party members' abilities, including the ability to glide and the ability to walk up walls. Both really fun /abilities to use in casual. But now we're just going to trigger endgame because chapter 9/endgame in this game is available in town. It's a graveyard on the east side of town we're not supposed to unlock until we get to way further into the game. But yeah, since that trick that I just did just deletes all the barriers around town, I can just go straight to the graveyard with some clever movement here. Also, attack roll on Doll is like the funniest thing. She looks like she's just spinning.
That's just like just jumping on her wings. That's all.
Okay, so I can glide. Here what I'm going to do is use a cheese grot, which is going to increase the amount of EXP that I get, and then give Bull the blue bandana, which makes it so that her skills cost a lot less SP. All right, so this is the trigger for endgame.
What?
So yeah, these enemies are like now a way higher level than me, like level 70. So, all right. And I'm level 32, which is really bad. But the way we deal with these enemies is the Violet Glove that I exchanged those Twilight Shards for by getting a bunch of items to exchange for. The Violet Glove accessory lets me poison enemies if I repeatedly hit them. And poison ticks for a lot of damage, which really mitigates the level difference here. The Cheese Gratin also helps a lot by just giving me a huge EXP bonus. So there I'm going to get the Flash Guard, which replenishes SP a lot. And then just repeatedly spam spin to win. And God, I always forget what Bull's triangle skill is, but it's her 64 SP skill. I'm going to be spamming that a lot, and then using her overworld skill, which is called Valkyrie Hammer, which she'll tell you every time you do it.
Oh, jeez. It's one of those skills. Gotcha.
Yes, it's one of those action RPGs of characters saying everything they do a lot. So you're going to be hearing a lot of the same voice lines. Again, I actually do like the voice acting and voice actors in this game, but in the speed run, it's a lot of repetition. But because we're just cheesing the amount of damage we're doing and doing a bunch of skills, we're kind of circumventing the like resource management aspect of this game by just like repeatedly looping it over and over again. This is not something you're really, I think, meant to do, but I do think Falcom, like, some of the bosses in East 8 got to be real health sponges, so instead they, like, supercharged your damage output in this game. And, like, your ability to access your boost meter, which I'm currently in boost. My character's kind of glowing on fire. What that does is it makes it so I take way less damage, and then also I replenish SP quicker. Alright. So there's this fish enemy. I don't quite know what to call him, but I think of him as a fish. He's really annoying. He likes to blink around, and it's really hard to apply poison stacks to him.
It's like Neon Cthulhu almost, in a way, too. I'm
Yeah,
looking at
so
the right one.
Yeah, I've gained already like 12 levels off of these enemies here. So yeah, we kind of supercharge ourselves to get to end game. I mean, we were playing on easy difficulty, but a lot of this is the same across difficulties, so.
Chat's pointing out some good comments of, I will not attack you, or I will now attack you without saying the name of my attack. No anime character ever.
Yeah, so East 10, someone mentioned in chat, East 10, that'll be coming out in Japan in September. No news yet on an English release date. I assume Nisa, the publisher of most Falcom games, is very busy with like 3 Trails games, which shout out to Trails, near and dear series to my heart. As well as their usual stuff, because I think they're also doing Disgaea 7, which is a Nipponichi Software IP. I got a flash guard in there I wasn't expecting, but that is a pleasant surprise. Alright. So while I'm in boost, I roll faster, which is nice. I haven't explained extra skills, but I can press 2 different buttons to use like a finisher skill. You're going to be seeing a lot more of that when we get to the final boss. Admittedly, combat isn't the best part of this speedrun. There is skill to it, even though I'm doing a lot of the same thing. There's a lot of like managing your SP and like knowing when you can do things optimally, and like, I don't know, there's like a rhythm and flow to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it does ultimately look quite repetitive in motion. Oh gosh. Now this enemy can hit you with Confuse, which reverses your control scheme and therefore makes it the worst status effect of all time. There's a few East games that have Confuse and it's just awful every time. So I really want to focus on the big bullhead here and the spinning disc enemy here. These are the 2 biggest health sponges here, and I usually make contact with the other enemies that I need to kill. If it isn't obvious, I do need to kill a certain number of enemies to advance here.
I will say the enemy designs are some of the coolest I've seen in a while. They're so unique looking.
They're really cool, honestly. It's kind of been a weakness, I think, of Falcom enemy designs, but they've gotten better at it over the years. Definitely in the East games as well. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is called an extended hover, where normally you hold down the glide button. Oh gosh, that was not meant to happen. What the heck? Oh, this is bad. Can I? Oh, that doesn't usually happen. Alright, so this is an extended glide hover. Normally you're supposed to it's called a descent, Come on. Oh, this is stupid. I haven't made this mistake in a while, so I'm like kind of trying to mentally recover here. But if you repeatedly press character swap, jump, which I have bound to the same button. All right, so I need to break this crystal with Valkyrie Hammer. That advances the game. So I repeatedly press jump, evade, and character swap at the same time, and that lets me like just repeatedly extend my hovers there. One sec. A little janky trying to get this. But I know that I get it right whenever I only see the wings for like a frame or two. All right, so I'm going to do a Crimson Line clip here. When you do a Crimson Line, you can actually go out of bounds. So I'm going to use the map buffering trick here. I have Crimson Line and Open Menu bound to the same frame, or bound to the same button, so they press on the same frame. Open the map. You're going to hear a character do a voice line, and then I'm going to listen for a dash sound effect, and then open and close the map 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. That might be too many. Let's see. And so now I'm out of bounds. Normally, you're not supposed to be able to interrupt the Crimson Line, but by advancing it frame by frame, I can do, I can save the game, which cancels all momentum, and then on the frame that they're out of bounds, I can save, well, because I'm still in the menu with the map, and then load, and my characters are out of bounds, but not moving. So this allows me to circumvent a huge part of the final dungeon, saving like, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. Also looks really cool. The problem is you're going to hear a lot of voice lines here, so...
Totally worth it. That looks super cool. Right, poor Jet. That's cheating.
So just gonna repeatedly spam evade and swap, which gives me a slower descent. And then now I'm in this big center room here. So the nice thing about Doll is she is the fastest character for overworld movement. Even though she doesn't have any skills, because she's in this weird like nebulous state where she's like both in my party and not at the same time. All right. So now we're at endgame. Which means we need some endgame equipment. So I'm picking up a few of these items here. Now, this being the final dungeon of a JRPG, you have 3 different trials that you're supposed to go to. We're only going to do like half of one, because we can just skip to the big elevator in the center. There's a barrier that's keeping me out of the way, but they put a Crimson Line point in the same room, which means that I can use the same out of bounds trick that I did to clip into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The huge out-of-bounds skip really doesn't save as much time as it looks. It used to be required. Now it's like it's just faster, and it's a lot easier to do than it sounds. Like, honestly, I made a tutorial for this game. Almost every trick in this run is like a lot easier to do than it probably looks.
They look pretty slick, though. I like the one name for it in chat, the Dr. Eggman Cosmic Wall Hover.
Something like that, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Alright, so I'm picking up a blueprint here. It's going to allow me to make the strongest available weapon, like the second strongest weapon in the game. Alright. So now I'm going to do an extended hover over here. I didn't think I was going to clear that. There's a backup for that, thankfully, but I had just enough stamina to get it. So now I have all the items that I need to make the one of the best weapons in the game. So this kid here, he's the son of a blacksmith. We were supposed to save him in a side quest, but we didn't do the side quest, but he joins anyway. He's supposed to be able to make a bunch of different stuff for you, but you give him the blueprints and he can actually create the strongest weapons in the game for us. So craft a legendary weapon. We're going to make one for Yufa. This is a reset point. If we fail that, then that would be like the end of the run. But thankfully, I don't make mistakes like that. I say having already made a bit of a mistake in the run. All right. So once again, going to clip into the barrier here. It should be 5. Save, load. And then now we have just skipped like all 3 trials and a boss at the end of each one. Yeah, like the glitchless speedrun in this game is like 2.5 hours. The glitch speedrun is 34 minutes, I think, is the record.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to eat the cheese gratin, give her a level up, equip her weapon, de-equip her armor, because we're going to intentionally take damage, because I have this item here called the War King's Cape. The War King's Cape works in that the less HP I have, the more damage I do, up to a multiplier of 120%, or more than double. So if I'm at 1 HP, I will do 220% normal damage. I wish I had prepared a Scott Steiner math bit for you wrestling fans, but unfortunately, I couldn't think of anything in time.
Just the name drop got me with a big smile on my face, so
something percentage disaster. Alrighty, so now we're on to the final boss. Endure and proceed. So yeah, I gave a bunch of attack steroids to my level experience buffs to my characters and equipments that'll basically give me a fighting chance against the final boss. This is Atronox Phyllis, the first phase of the final boss. And because I mentioned I'm actually going to sandbag the first phase of this fight and intentionally take hits. I'll still be chipping away at him, but I was hoping that was going to be the quadruple slash, but he only did the single slash. He has a few different attacks that he likes to hit me with. Alright, so he'll dash into me, which is going to do a lot of damage. Thankfully, I picked up a revival item called the Black Fig. I bought 12 of them at a shopkeeper earlier, and those revived me with 100 HP. Alright. I was hoping that would hit me. Okay, there we go. Trying to flash guard that. But anyways, so this is where things get janky. As if they haven't already been. But what we're going to do is repeatedly spam the 64 SP skill and then my extra skill, which is this slam attack. I think it's called like Taurus Raid or something. I always forget the name. Because it just kind of turns the audio into mush whenever I'm doing runs of this game. Nice. But because of how much damage I'm doing, it replenishes like a full semicircle of boost, which is enough to immediately use my boost and then immediately use my extra skill. So it's kind of a loop of my extra skill. My 64 SP skill, and occasionally Valkyrie Hammer for when I need to. The one problem with boost is it actually replenishes my HP, so each hit does slightly less. But since I got a flash guard there, I'm actually able to get a 20% bonus on 2 uses of my extra skill here.
Yeah, and I'm just watching that health bar just melt away. Love it.
Yeah, he's level 83 and I'm level 57. I mean, this is on easy difficulty, which makes this easier. But again,
still,
we would just use a level item generation glitch in higher difficulties. All right. So the next phase of the final boss is definitely more involved, even if it's honestly one of the worst boss fights in this game. So I promise we'll be doing more than just spinning to win and slamming the ground.
I mean, for the few League of Legends players
there we go.
Watching chat, they'll if they play Garen, they'll approve by that strategy right there.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So people are mentioning East 8 in chat. I would say East 9 is probably like a middle of the pack East game. It's pretty cool. I like it quite a bit. East 8 is one of my favorite games of all time. I highly recommend that. I would have probably learned to speedrun that and submitted that instead, but it is like its speedrun is unfortunately like a 11-minute like credits warp. It's you think this game's broken? East 8 is like on another level. Despite running in the same engine and I believe having a lot of overlap of tricks and shenanigans. Alright, so the first phase of this final boss, we need to break like 7 different health bars here on this on the boss's lower parts before we can access the giant crystal on the belly. What I really want to see is these stabs that the boss has just so generously given me. They're going to blow up on my face and do about 70% of my health. More like 60. I can't math. I'm too busy spinning. I'm surprised I haven't just made myself motion sick at this point. So once I break this sphere, we're going to go into this, or not really a sphere, break this giant container here. We're going to go into the second phase. And the second phase forces me to use Doll's third eye power to see the boss's weakness. I do apologize for anyone with color blindness. This game has a really good color blindness accessibility function, but that is more catered towards you specifically, so it's gonna look a little jank. There are options to make this easier for you in casual play because accessibility is awesome, but it might be a little jank watching here for this. So bear with me here. All right, so go up here, and then once I do that, I want to dash away here and then get a scope for where the next one is. It's random between these 6 like spikes on his back. But this determines which one I need to hit. Once I break all 6, I can attack the body.
Oh, that's so cool. Apparently my dog's green in the background.
I've been hearing him periodically.
That's the door shut and they're downstairs.
Makes sense.
Oh, doggos.
All right, so that should activate the boss's weak spot. I can, I have basically 2 cycles here of this phase to get through. I always miss the timing on that one to try and get a flash guard, which would make this a lot simpler. Okay. It is worth noting that when you do a skill, when you do a skill, you take less damage while you're in the animation. So sometimes you can buffer that into an enemy attack to not get hit. When I'm at 100 HP for this fight due to Black Figs, this phase gets really annoying because he just shoots a bunch of lightning that's really hard to avoid. Okay.
My gift will be able to see it.
Yes, Doll. I can in fact see it. I do have an emote of Doll, because she's really cool and has really fun. She has really fun combat animations for this game. But alas, her weird, glitchy state makes her only a support party member for this run. Alrighty. So no crashes, which is really good to see. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen at the end game because I've never seen a crash after this point. Yeah, so now we're down to the final tick of health here. Probably should have mentioned this when I submitted, but a very slight flashing light warning here if you're sensitive to flashing bright white lights. There's going to be a lot of that here. We have to break this egg, and it's going to start just glowing flashing white lights here for about the next minute or so, so I'll let you know when you're good to look back. But yeah, so that is the gist of East 9. once we break the egg here, and these characters who are significant if you've played the rest of the games. If you haven't, they're just kind of like, you get something went on there. But if you have played these games, there's some meaning to it. But once we break this egg, we have freed ourselves of the Monstrum's curse, and we can exit Balduke and go on our merry way, because Adol is an adventure with a great sense of wanderlust, because every new game is a new adventure.
Chat,
Anyways.
the age-old question: will it crash?
Yeah, will it crash?
Mood.
It shouldn't. Alrighty. So. Well, we're not going 3 for 3 with PBs, but this is a really solid run for me for a marathon. Minus that one mistake in the final dungeon here. This has gone pretty well. Shoutouts to 2 Dogies, by the way. This is our good friend Dogie. I haven't introduced him much, but he's Adol's best bud. There's 2 of him. There's also 2 of this old man here, which you can get some really funny results here. Here, sometimes one of them's sitting down and on air, and it looks like one of them is riding the other one, and it looks really silly.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, because we were in chapter 3 and chapter 5 at the same time, so it's like now we're in chapter 4 and endgame at the same time.
And how many chapters are there total?
I believe 8, and then prologue and finale, so technically 10.
Jeez.
So yeah, now we're just making our way out of town here. There's a whole bunch of scenes here, but time is going to be coming up here very shortly. Just barely not going to be a sub 40, which is a bit of a bummer. Sub 40 real time. We do have a load remover, which thankfully helps bridge the gap between runners of this game for hardware concerns. Anyways, so once we get out of here, we say goodbye to everyone in town, and then get to the credits here. And that is time. I let it play for a second longer than I needed to, but that's fine. Yeah, 4017 on my end. Yeah, I would have been very happy with that. Or I am very happy actually with that. It's about as good as I could have asked for. So record in this is like 34-12, because the record holder, Air, is kind of a beast and just absolutely demolished this game, as well as East 8. So I do have to give a shout out to Air for putting in a lot of work to really improve this game recently. Also just coming up with a couple of different cool little strats and optimizations. So go ahead and just, I guess, do my rounds of shout outs here. So I got to shout out the early pioneers, the people who really broke ground on this game, the speedrun, Lost 1002 and Impinge. I have to shout out Jado, who has basically broken about half of these games in this series by now. We joke about him a lot as being he literally has the role of Raging Bull, which is the alter ego name of Yufa in the speedrun, or Bull for short. Because he's kind of like a bull in a china shop. You put him into an East game and he just breaks it. He's also partly responsible for the breaking of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. If you've ever seen that run. Shout out to Mabo, who did a lot of the route work and strat hunting, even though we had to reverse engineer a lot of it. It turned the game from like an hour and like a way more annoying run to what it is now. I got to give a shout out to Deln, JPHPU, Frozer, Zelnu, and Sake, all different runners of this game. Chico, a E7 runner who helped out with some of the strats. There's a lot of people that I can shout out within the East community. It's just a tightly knit community. We all try to help each other out and, break these games as much as we can. So if you're interested in running any of them, just go to any East game on speedrun.com. We're happy to teach you. If you like the glitchy categories, we usually have categories for that. If you'd like the less glitchy categories, we usually have categories for that. And if we don't, we're happy to help people help people with coming up with strats for those. Thank you for GDQ Hotfix. Thank you to Asuka for having me. And thank you to all you viewers for watching.
Again, one more time, where can they find you for your streaming?
So I stream at twitch.tv/GhostKumo. I do run several other East games. Memories of Salsetta is one of my favorites. It's been kind of my speedrun baby for the last 6-7 years. East Origin, which I was fortunate enough to run at GDQ like 6 years ago. Haven't run that one in a while, but still near and dear to me. This game, and then just a variety of other RPGs. It's kind of my bread and butter for speed games, is RPGs and action games. But yeah, pretty much all of my channels, you'll find them with the same username, Ghost Kumo. So yeah, that's basically it for the run. I hope you all enjoyed.
Oh, awesome. Again, everyone, GG's one more time to Ghost Kumo. That was an awesome game-breaking run. And with that, we are officially done for the night. I hope you had so much fun watching all these RPGs getting broken so quickly. And tomorrow we will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern with some Game Masters. We're playing just some casual games like Dwarf Fort, Millipede, and Getaway. But you definitely want to check that out. And I hope you all had fun. So until next time, in 2 weeks from now, take care, everybody. Woo!